Hello everyone, my name is ZOOPUB and welcome to my first ever Artifact 2.0 tier list slash draft strategy guide. I've had pretty much a lot of success so far. I've gone 31 and 6, I believe. About 6 losses, 31 wins, just straight drafting since this point right here, I think. Yeah, and I've gone Divine 2. So I decided it was probably time to make a tier list. I put about 50 drafts on YouTube, so make sure to like and subscribe. But I'm basically going to go and do a tier list in this different style here. I have it set up so that I can basically not only show you where heroes are good or bad, but also what position they belong where you draft. So I'm basically going to do a brain dump. I'm just going to make sure that you guys see how I got up to, what's the rank? Ancient 2? Is that what it is? Divine 2? Sorry, I don't even know what they are. They're so new. But I'm going to show you my quest, how to go 31 and 6, go Divine 2. And show you how I draft, where I draft, because draft really does have a lot of strategy. People are shitting all over it on the Reddit, but it really does have a lot of depth in how you draft. If you draft against someone who doesn't know what they're doing, it shows. And I can kind of just show you the value I have in each hero, and kind of just go one by one. So first, I'm going to go over probably the most important heroes to draft. And by the way, I don't know if you noticed when I showed you all my games, I only draft red-black. I suggest you only draft red-black, especially if you're newer, because all the red-black cards are really better early on compared to the blue green cards, so you really have to have the whole set unlocked to even like fiddle around with green black, in my opinion, or green blue rather. But red and black are so core, so important in my opinion. I could be wrong, let me know in the comments if you think it's wrong, but this strategy guide is going to focus on red and black, and then later on I'll kind of go into green blue a little bit. But the most important card in my opinion right now is going to be Nyx. So Nyx basically is a 3/4 assassin. You always have to play him in the 5 role. His ability Vendetta allows you to do his 3 base attack damage and an additional 3 attack sneak attack to someone. So it's not even like a duel where they're combating each other. He actually just dings them for whatever attack. So if you have a sword or something that increases Nyx assassin's base attack, he'll actually ding the enemy for even more attacks. So it gives him a +3, but anytime a creature has a hero has an active 3, that means you can't play it till turn 3, so you need to make sure that you have him deployed in your position 5 spot basically. But we are going to put Nyx right up top over here. So basically you can see Nyx is always going to be in your 5 position over here, and we want to make sure he is right up top because he's basically the best hero you can get. He's going to be able to kill almost anything, and then not only does he kill almost anything, but he will be able to still attack the tower. But yeah, he's like baseline first, something you see you kind of want to pick. And then the other hero that I think is probably just as good as Nyx Assassin is going to be Ursa. Ursa has the best base stats in the game first off, and he can do with overpower, he can ding any enemy and just do, I think it's 5 attack. Now, they changed the way the wording works on the way this like eliminates armor. It will make the enemy hero have -3 armor, but I don't think that -3 takes effect until next turn. I think it only has -1 armor in the like instance of the play. But I'm not too quite sure. Either way, overpower is really, really good. Ursa, I actually like to play in the 3. A lot of people, you can be played in the 2 as well because he has really good defensive stats and he can go up against any other like bounty hunter or a phantom assassin, which we'll get into really soon. But basically if you put him in the 3 spot, you can make sure that you get on something who's strong and that you want to eliminate their shield. So I've had a lot of success putting him in the 3 position, so I'm going to show you where I'm going to stick him right here. But yeah, I'm really excited about this tier list because I think it really shows you a good way on drafting. And I'm going to save a copy into the stream so you can just keep one handy for you while you're drafting if I can find the Ursa. All right, so Ursa's somebody who, so if he was only a 3 hero, I would put him right in the middle here. But since he's also kind of a 2 hero, I'll squeeze him over to the left here. I guess I'll get him outside the words. So since he's so close to the line here, you know he's probably a good 3 hero. I guess I gotta do this. Yeah, I'll just put it over. The word will just have to be in the way. The word is the bird. Make sure there's a little line there. Yeah, so Ursa, you can put him in the 3 spot or you can put him in the 2 spot. I mean, you could really put him anywhere. You could put him in the 1 spot or the 4 spot, but that's not his best position. He is so good, his best position is going to be a 2 or a 3 position hero. So yeah, we'll stick Ursa right there, and then we'll kind of keep looking here. So next, who is a really important hero who we just mentioned, is this PA. The crazy PA is one of the best. Come back, PA. How do I get it back? There we go. PA is one of the best laning heroes in the game. 6 base defense on a black hero. Plus, it has double attack whenever it's attacking another hero. So I used to play this in the 3 or the 4 a lot of the times, but I've been putting PA in the 2 with a lot of success and a lot of opponents being completely juked out by it, and they can't ever really put anything on the PA because unless it's like a Tidehunter. A Tidehunter would be good. But yeah, in the 2 position, PA could be good, or the 3 is also excellent for the PA. But PA just, yeah, it's just so strong. Base stats. Anything with 4 or 5 base attack is going to be very viable, basically, overall. But the way that has double attack, it's coup de grace card, and we should be talking. I have to go over the other 2 cards because base mana cost is very important for drafting and making sure you don't load up, just like a mana curve in Magic the Gathering. You don't want to load up on too much of one mana cost because that's really all you're controlling is drafting and the 3 signature cards that you get with that hero. So coup de grace is actually a good removal. It just kills anything on in your lane. It used to be on the whole board, but now it's just anything in your lane. But it discards one of your own cards, so you have to make sure that you don't have anything that you really need, because it very often will like kind of whittle down your hand. So you got to make sure this is like for aggression. You want to make sure this is aggressive. You don't want to run out of cards using a coup de grace or 2. But it's really, really strong, and you can remove whatever you want. So you often just choose his strongest hero, your opponent's strongest hero, and it works out for you. Wow. What happened? Did I scroll or what? Yeah, I guess I scrolled. Sorry. All right. So I'm gonna stick the PA. There we go. Right. So PA is like just as good as Ursa. Again, more in my opinion, right? I would put PA in more of a 2 position than the Ursa. So this is kind of these heroes. I'm gonna keep moving, by the way, just so you know. This is actually great for me because I'm gonna actually learn a lot from how these heroes play off of each other and where their positions play off of each other and where value is in certain positions. But PA is definitely a 2 or 3, just like the Ursa, but more in the 2 position, in my opinion. So yeah, there we go. So now we get into Bounty Hunter. And Death Prophet. But first, let's cover Bounty Hunter. Bounty Hunter is a very interesting card because it gets you gold. His 4 base attack is good. He'll get 3+ damage if he attacks somebody that he gives track to. And basically, anytime you play Bounty Hunter on an opposing hero, he'll get, what's it called? Just track, I guess? Yeah, so if you kill a tracked hero, you'll get +5 bounty. But you also do 3 additional damage to that hero, so it's really easy for him to lane early in the game. However, I've been playing him in the 4 position because that gives you a lot of control over where you put him, as opposed to allowing your opponent to decide from his 2 hero, because most people will play Bounty Hunter in the 3, I think. But yeah, he's good in the 3 or the 4 for sure. He's really, really, really good. So I'll show you where I kind of want to stick Bounty Hunter on the tier list here. But 4 base damage is still good. It's just sometimes it's a little underwhelming because his signature card is I forget the name of it. It's a 2-cost card that bounces him at the end of the turn and makes him untargetable. But yeah, you want to put him more in this like 4 spot, but also he can 3, so we'll stick him more close to the line. But he's definitely not as good as PA or Ursa, so I would stick him a little further down, but certainly very viable in any sort of black deck because he's very good almost in any deck. Like you pretty much have to play him. If you see him, you pick him, unless you see these heroes ahead of him. And then we're gonna get into Death Prophet. And Death Prophet was a recently nerfed hero. Honestly, I don't even know what the nerfs were. I just know they switched around some stuff, but I hadn't unlocked her anyway because she's such a late card that I didn't really know what she was like anyway, so I didn't really care what the changes were. But now I do know she is super strong. However, this is a very late game hero. And that's because her exorcism card is 8 cost, but it's crazy. You enchant a hero, it gets 3 regeneration, so it stays on the board, and then it does, when you play it, 12 damage evenly divided amongst the enemies and their tower. And remember, adjacent enemies are only 3. It's not the whole lane. I believe it used to be the whole lane, and now it's just adjacent. So you got to make sure she's in a good spot. I didn't know that it was just adjacent. So that actually can be helpful sometimes because it cones the damage a little better. But yeah, when the round starts, you repeat the effect, which is batshit crazy because it's doing damage to towers, doing damage to all sorts of stuff. And tower damage is so important. I probably should have said this earlier. Tower damage is freaking important. If you don't forget anything in this game, or from my advice or whatever, just remember that doing damage to the tower is how you win the game. And that's why red and black are so good. They have so much base damage. I'm going to go a little into blue and green, like I said, and where I think maybe you can kind of like supplement red and black in the correct ways and make it work because they're starting to buff blue and green. But yeah, Death Prophet is a really good card in the 4 position. Even though it's a late game, usually late game heroes are in the 5 position. You put her in the 4 position, and the reasoning is she does 2 damage at the round start, just like Bounty Hunter, which is going to be interesting because we're going to have to figure out which hero is better, Death Prophet or Bounty Hunter, because they occupy the same position in my mind. You could put her in the 3 position and put her in creeps or whatever, but that's a waste. You want to put her in the 4 and control where you put that 2 damage so you can remove a hero. She is great at removing heroes that like just got off of a fight and like maybe they want to fight but now they're down to 2 health. You just stick Death Prophet across from it and it dings it and it's gone. So yeah, we're gonna put Death Prophet in a pretty, jeez, I can't find this. There's so many cards here. Where is Death Prophet? Where is it? But yeah, Death Prophet is very, very good at just pressing the lane and being at the end of the game. So it occupies the same sort of bounty hunter spot here. So we're gonna put it right next to it. I really don't know. I don't think, since bounty hunter is more of a 3 and Death Prophet you can actually put in the 5 position. Sometimes, like if I had bounty hunter and Death Prophet, I would definitely Death Prophet in the 5 and bounty hunter in the 4. So this is good reasoning on why I'm putting them like this. But yeah, Death Prophet you definitely want to have in that 4 position. And since it's actually not close to the 3, I can actually scoot it like way over here because it's like firmly in the 4. But bounty hunter could 3. And they're about the same, honestly. Death Prophet is good because Bounty Hunter's card, right? His signature card. Let's get the name of this thing. Shadow Walk. So if you look at Shadow Walk here, give caster untargetable, bounce caster if they survive combat. It's just so weak. It's just not a good card. It takes up a card slot. It's not comparative to other like hero abilities. It just does very little unless you're Bounty Hunter. It does some cool stuff and it like will save you sometimes. And it's not like useless. It's just such a drag. Like you don't want 2 of these things sitting in your deck. It's just like so Bounty Hunter does have some weaknesses because Death Prophet is just a weak card overall as well. It's a 3/3. It will get +2 regeneration if something is across from it automatically. So that helps or whatever. And then but it'll do 2 damage across the unit across from it. And you can see that with Spirit Siphon over there on the left, the passive ability. So yeah, they're very close to power level. Both very, very good. But yeah, pretty close to the power level. And that brings us to some of my more favorite. Damn, there is so many. I didn't realize how much I had to say. All right, so now we got Debbie. Debbie's one of my favorite heroes. Debbie, I think, belongs in the 3 spot because you want to get Debbie on the tower as soon as possible. And the reasoning is every time Debbie hits the tower will get 1- armor permanently, and Debbie will get +1 armor permanently. And that just allows Debbie to become very, very strong and deal a lot of damage to the tower. And her signature card is amazing. It's like Shock from Magic the Gathering. Deal 2 damage to a unit and give it Feeble. Feeble allows you to do damage to tower. And I can't tell you, even late game, this card can allow you to get on the tower when you need to, which can be super important. Or it just removes things, which is equally important. And Yeah, No Accident is amazing. Debbie is amazing. Don't be fooled by the 4/4 stats. They are excellent because she's doing more damage to the tower, and that health grows as she does damage to the tower. And if you put her in the 3 spot, you get guaranteed tower damage. And then they want to like put something on the Debbie, and that's fine because then you can. It's just great. Debbie works out so good in the 3. I actually like Debbie better than Bounty Hunter and Death Prophet. I'm gonna have to slide these people around a little bit. But yeah, Debbie is like a pure 3 hero. I put it, it's definitely below the PA, so I'm glad that I'm like skirting it down a little bit here. I'm going to run out of room here. But yeah, PA is definitely better than the Debbie, but not, I don't see Death Prophet or Bounty Hunter being better. Death Prophet gets out too late. Debbie is impacting the whole game, especially early on. There's so much control. Like these 3 heroes would be awesome. I'd have a hard time finding the role, though. You know what I mean? So that's why this kind of a tier list is important for drafting, I think. Anyway, so Bloodseeker is another one of my favorite heroes. A lot of people undervalue him. He has 5 base attack, and he gets attack equal to the highest missing health from an enemy hero in any lane. So he just becomes super fat a lot of the time. His Accentuate is a little underwhelming, but a lot of times I forget that all you have to do is cast Accentuate on somebody and it will increase Bloodseeker's base attack. And having good base attack helps you hit the tower and win team fights. And he has 6 base health. He is just way too strong for people to undervalue him. I constantly see people just being like, oh, he's not that good. He is freaking, you need things to get in the lane and just be wherever they need to be and just be the strongest thing on the field. And that's what Bloodseeker does. That's what this meta is like all about. And that's what makes it like so much like a MOBA. So I think it works out pretty good. Yeah, Bloodseeker. Also, his position is really interesting because black is so crowded with 2. He can 2 or he can 1 basically. And I think he might be better than PA, to be honest with you, especially because coup de grace is so detrimental. Bloodseeker has like no weaknesses. And I think he's a little better than PA. I'm not 100% sure if I would take Bloodseeker over PA. That's tough. Yeah, but PA is so strong in the lane. They're pretty close to even, though. I'm trying to go just below the Debbie here. Let's do this so we get a little more space here. More breathing room. I don't know. Bloodseeker's in here somewhere around this PA. I don't know if it's quite as good as PA, but it's pretty damn close and definitely better than the Debbie because it's just stronger. It just does so much later. It's certainly stronger. All right, cool. I really do like the Debbie, though. Hope I'm making that clear. All right, cool. I think this is looking pretty good. All right. So then we got Mage. So Mage certainly isn't as strong as these other heroes, but the 5 base attack is something not to be ignored. And the more I play Mage, the more I realize Mana Void is just kind of a bomb. Dealing damage to a unit and its neighbors equal to the mana missing from the enemy player. A lot of times the enemy player will play some sort of big card, and then you play this card, and you could just wipe 1 or 2 or maybe 3 enemy heroes because they have 6 mana missing, and you just go ding, ding, ding with the Mana Void. It's a very, very strong card, and Mage is a very strong hero. It's just a little underwhelming. 4 health is a little detrimental. Whenever Mage deals battle damage to an enemy hero before combat, burn 1 mana. Dude, I had no idea that this was even going on. Holy shit. See, this is what you learn when you sit here and fucking read all this shit. No wonder. Before combat, burn 1 mana. Interesting. That doesn't come up a lot, but it does when you blink strike. Because you do the 1 battle damage. Very, very interesting. Alright, so Mage just got a slight buff in my brain. Alright, let's, we're gonna stick Mage. I can't believe I wasn't even, like, paying attention to that shit. There's so much information that changed from 1.0 over to this game. And I love making tier lists and everything. If I could find these freaking heroes. It's not even alphabetical order, no offense to the person that made this. Where's Mage? Did I put him in already? Watch him not be here. Nah, he's here. I have faith. I don't see him, though. I think it might not be here. Man. Lycan, Storm Spirit, Tinker. Dude, he's not here. No Anti-Mage? Oh, he's the purple hero. That's right. I forgot. He has this MS. I'm so sorry. All right, so Anti-Mage, I like to put him in the 5 spot because he's a 5-cost hero. I don't like him a lot anywhere else, and there's enough heroes in these other slots where you don't have to put Anti-Mage. You can put him in the 3. You can put him in the 1. You can put him a lot of places, but he belongs off in the distance, off in the 5. Certainly way worse than the Nyx. Not as good as Bounty Hunter or Death Prophet. But you know what? He's like right in the mix, kind of. But we'll stick him down here. He's good. You want to pick him. Anything with 5 base attack you kind of want to get. Alright, so working our way down to Lich. So Lich is another 5 base attack hero. Oh, let's go over here, sorry. Lich is interesting because he has a 6-cost Chain Frost, easily one of the best spell cards in the game. And 6 is pretty early for a very good late game card because this card is like, it could easily cost 7 or 8 and it wouldn't even be surprising. And his sacrifice ability is actually pretty good. It will kill one of your creeps and that's very bad, but it restores 2 mana for you. It draws a card. Overall, this is just really kind of good to have. Like, to draw a card from black, there's a lot of really good black cards. So overall, it works out pretty good. But Chain Frost just wipes people. It just wipes entire lanes. And there's not a lot of cards that can say that. It wipes a lot of things. Bristleback can kind of stand up against it, but even he is kind of susceptible to how many times it bounces. So anyway, yeah, Lich is very good, but I still have a hard time with this 3 base attack. This 3 base attack is not going to help out anybody. So yeah, at least I found Lich right away this time. So I don't consider Lich very good for all those reasons. Basically, the 3 base attack. His Chain Frost is good though. So if you need something in the 5 slot, he's like right up unpickable. He might be a little higher for some, but he's definitely he also doesn't really need to be a 5 spot here, I suppose. He could be more of a 4 spot hero, so we could slide him over. Because his ability is active too, so you could play this on turn 2. I just don't like to play it on turn 2. I want to make sure I'm controlling the lane, and there are much better 4-spot heroes that you could have. Lich does just kind of a bad job. So in my opinion, don't stick him out there on the first hero deploy turn on turn 2. Just keep him on your position 5, in my opinion. Like, I'm gonna like slide him over so people don't get confused. Like, you can play him earlier, sure, and also I'll put him a little earlier. Anti-Mage, you could play earlier too. But Nyx, you definitely don't want to ever play earlier. So that's cool. I think I got this all right. Yeah, I guess I'll kind of want to do this. This is going to be so sloppy if you don't like pay attention to what I'm doing. See, even this, I'm kind of like, Anti-Mage is probably better than Lich a little earlier. Like, he's probably better in this lane over here. Oh my god, that's so sloppy. All right, Miranda I hate. I think Miranda sucks. I've been playing with Miranda too. The 4 base attack and leap actually seem really strong. She can move up to a range of 5 and she gives the new neighbors +2 attack. I think I'm just too stupid to set this shit up. But you want to make sure she's a 5 slot hero as well, and she really doesn't belong anywhere but the 5 spot because yeah, there's again way better 4 heroes and I don't like her as much as Lich, so I'll put her below Lich. Yeah, I don't even, I think it's like Nyx, Miranda. You want to make sure it's a 5 slot. I'm going to run out of room. All right, and then we got Necros. So honestly, I'm not going to put some heroes on my draft list. Necros is going to be one of them. You do not have to pick Necros. Necros is one of the worst heroes in black. Here, let me show you Necros, sorry. He's one of the worst heroes. Like, just don't pick him. There's no reason to pick Necros. Shadow Fiend was over here. If you pick Necros with the 3 base attack and the 6 health, like, his signature card is so bad. Death Pulse. I guess it could be good with like a Shadow Fiend. If you get Shadow Fiend, I could see this maybe being good. And there's a lot of things that kind of combo good with other things. But you're not picking Necrophos. You don't need to. So please don't pick Necrophos. I'm not going to put him on the guide. Do I even have room? Here, let's see if we have room to put a shitty... No, we don't have room. Sorry, no room for Necrophoses. All right, we're moving our way down black. We already picked PA. We already did Nyx. All right, we're on Sniper. So Sniper is an interesting hero. I don't really like him that much, but I like him. I like his card Assassinate better than Coup de Grace because it's not like destroying your deck but it's super expensive. It's an interesting comparison, isn't Coup de Grace? But Sniper compared to PA is so weak, but you can stick him in the 5-hole and allow him to come in and deal 4 damage to any unit, and that can be helpful. And then the assassinate can be helpful, so he can be helpful in the 5 slot. And I've very often picked him over, like I'd pick Sniper over Lich, for example. So basically, I would put Sniper. I'll find him here. All right, over Lich, and in this Mage area, but definitely in the 5. So like, I think I might put Mage like a touch higher, just because of that base attack and actual good ability. But certainly I like Sniper more than Lich because of the more useful headshot, which helps you control the lane. So I like Sniper in there. I just don't know. You know what I mean? I think I like Mage way more though with the 5 base attack. That's why I'm kind of scooting these people down. Like Miranda sucks. We can put her. I don't know how much I think she sucks, but I think she's pretty bad. She's actually kind of playable, so she's good a little higher. And I think Lich is a little better than Miranda. So this is all working out. All right, Sorlock Khan. So I really like Sorlock Khan, just like I like the Debbie. Sorlock Khan's card, Assault Ladders, is great to get out early. It just basically destroys towers, making enemy units feeble. I suggest you try it out often. She can work in the 3, the 4, or the 5, really, but you want to make sure she's in the 3 spot, I think. It's just not as good as a Debbie. She's like a poor person's Debbie. Oh, shit, sorry, I didn't even show you her. There you go, there's Sorlock Khan. But yeah, her 2-cost card Assault Ladders here. Enemy units with 3 less health are feeble. Allies deal 1 damage when attacking a tower. It's just really, really, really good. So, I mean, it's again not as good as Debbie, but it's the same kind of hero and good. We're gonna put it right below the Bounty Hunter there. I think this is like the perfect spot. Certainly better than Sniper. Don't think as good as an Anti-Mage in this late spot here. But yeah, wow, you're really seeing, this is really how I draft too. Like, I'm not like just randomly picking shit. Like, I really like black, and I'm going through, and then I'll kind of go through the red, and we're gonna fill out. There are more 1, 2, and 3 heroes, so you're gonna see we're gonna fill out the rest of this area over here. But this is exactly how I draft. This is so cool. I wasn't sure if this would work or not. All right, cool. So I just did the Sorlock. Storm Spirit is a really interesting card. I used to sleep on Storm Spirit. The reasoning is its ball lightning is just bad. Static Remnant is actually kind of good. So it has 1 decay, so it dies the next turn, but it does 2 damage to its adjacent enemies. So it's actually you can kind of like bomb stuff if you're smart with it. It's just kind of underwhelming too. But you know what? It's actually more helpful the more I play it and the more I like get used to it. So I'm actually, Storm Spirit's starting to grow on me. But it's kind of hard to find a position for Storm Spirit. He really belongs out there in the 1, 2, or 3 spot, but he basically can only really be in the 1 spot based on the rest of the set. So here, I'll kind of show you. So like if you Storm Spirit, it's like you can't put him over here in the 4 or 5. There's no room for him. There's no room for him. You could put him in the 4. You can put him in the 3, but he really belongs with the Bloodseeker in this 1 position. And that allows you to move him around and do a bunch of stuff. He could be the Sven, for example. So I kind of value him pretty highly, just not as much as Bloodseeker. I'm trying to think where I value him. And yeah, not as much as these guys. Yeah, just around that Anti-Mage area. It's probably just about right. Just not the same kind of hero. And it's great because you need these good 1-position heroes. So Storm Spirit actually becomes really important. I think for this kind of play, yeah. Do I like him more than Sorla? Maybe not. Ooh, let's drop him down a little bit. All right. I'm liking this. I think I got it. I'm trying to make sure they're even. I think they are. Okay, let's go. All right, and then we got Tinker. Tinker just got a nerf recently, but it's still very, very good. But now he can only be played in the 5 position. His card, March of the Machines, is just a bomb. At the round start, deals 2 damage to everything, including the tower. It lasts 3 rounds, but usually the game is over by the time you play it on turn 2. So usually it's the rest of the game, and if you play it on turn 3, it's like almost definitely gonna last the rest of the game. So His ability is good, makes him a turn 5 hero. You just got to remember his card isn't a late cost card. So, but disarming enemy heroes and going 2 damage is really strong still. His base attacks are just underwhelming now. So he's still good, but he's just not as good as he once was. And I'll kind of show you. I've been picking him still, because he'll still come up. And he fills that role, that 5 role really, really good. But he's like this sniper. And I do like him more than the sniper, because he has that more base attack. We can kind of slide these around. But not as much as the anti-mage. I have to make some space here for these guys. So yeah, we're going to kind of do this, right? We're just making room for both of them here. All right, so I like Tinker more than the sniper. And I guess I would rather have the Tinker in the 4 position, so I'll slide him over here. Sniper's definitely late game. But Tinker's a little better, but not as good as Anti-Mage. No, I don't think so. It's close, though. He's right in there. There we go. Storm Spirit's better than Tinker? Yeah, that's definitely true. I'll make sure he's not as high. There we go. This is working out, I think. I like this. Lich. Miranda. And I would love to see what you guys, if you guys make your own tier list like this, I would love to see other people's. And so, oh, and now one of my most interesting cards that I have. Oh, did I not show you what I was doing there? My bad. I'm not sure if I switched there. But yeah, this is where I have the tier list at right now. All right, we're going back. So this is one of my favorite cards. Easily the most undervalued card in the game. Winter Wyvern. Every 2 turns, you can give this beast +3 attack to make it a 7/5 hero. Every 2 turns. That makes his base attack roughly 5.5. If you just if you do it every 2 turns, yeah, it costs some mana, but whatever. Because it gets to move 3 and give 2 decay to everything it passes, including the unit it goes upon. It is a crazy card. And then its ability, Winter's Curse, is actually a beast as well. It stuns an enemy, and if that's not enough, its enemy units will attack it. So it usually will die, and even if it doesn't die, the stun can be really important to get out early just to make sure that they can't play cards. It's a great card. It's a great hero. It's a great card. Very undervalued. And I forgot how much I liked it and how much I was going to make sure you guys pick it. But yeah, I think it's going to be up in the PA range for sure. So you want it to be in the 4, kind of like where this Death Prophet is. Yeah, I like it more than Death Prophet. Do I like it more than Wyvern? I think so. I think this is right where I like that Wyvern. I really think it is. It's perfect that it fits there. Yeah, not as good as Nyx. Better. I think it's better than PA. I really do. I don't know if it's like this much better than PA though. Let's scoot it up a little. Yeah, I think that's where it belongs. Definitely not as good as Nyx. I think people are going to consider this one of my more controversial picks, but this card is an absolute. If you haven't played with it, you need to start playing with it. It's a beast. And again, right in that 4 spot, so right when you put it out, you can move it and decay stuff. You want to plan it out, where you're going to do it. But yeah, it works really good. Certainly better than Death Prophet because it's impacting the game in a much better way. Yeah, and worse, I often will just go on tower with the winner because you're doing 7 damage to tower, and especially if you got a Debbie or a Sorlakon, a Debbie in the 3, and then you got this beast coming in, and you got an Ursa or a PA, and yeah, that's what you want to do. And then you got these things doing their utility later in the game, basically. And these are all pickable. Even if I have them out here, you can pick them and play them. All right, awesome. All right, now let's go into red, and we'll just kind of go down the line here. Axe. Axe is interesting because I used to like him a lot earlier, and he's certainly a really good 2 hero. I only play him in the 2 hero, but he could 1. His ability, Culling Blade, is interesting because it's repeatable, so it can have some really nice effects later in the game. But overall, he's pretty underwhelming, essentially, compared to some of the other red heroes. But he does fill that 2 role really well, and sometimes you just need something that can fill that 2 role. So yeah, he goes right in the middle here, but I think a little bit under. And I'm not sure how under. I think we'll get a feel with the rest of these heroes here. We're probably going to have to scoot them down, basically. Do I like them? Yeah, just about in that Lich range. That feels just about right. Lich is very playable. Axe is very playable. Like if I saw a Lich and Axe alone with like a blue and a black, I'd have to make a decision on them. And I think I value the Axe a little higher just because he fills that 2 role. So that's what I'm kind of thinking. I'll just scoot this Lich down a little bit. Awesome. All right. Yeah, so just 3 base attack. Like the 2 armor, 6 health are a little underwhelming. His active can help, but it often kills him. It's just not the best. Beastmaster. So I watched another tier list where the tier list person had Beastmasters, one of the best red heroes in the game. Beastmaster's certainly good, and I don't know if I value him as like highly as he does. But it's good if you can get him working. You need him alone. The problem I have with Beastmaster is I don't think he's as good as some of the other 3 or 4 heroes in the game. So, and he's kind of risky. He doesn't often get going. He's kind of counterable. His Primal Roar can be good. He's a good hero. I just don't think he's as good as some of the other ones. So I would probably put him right underneath the rest. Right, kind of like, so I like to put him out turn 4 with the Winter Wyvern, Death Prophet, and everything. I think I might like him a little more than this. But I think it would be right in there, basically. You could put him in the 3 position too, but the 4 position's his sweet spot because his ability is a 2 cost, so basically you can play that after you deploy him, and then he's strong. So you really want him in the 4 spot. So I think that's just a good spot for him, just like in that Death Prophet, Winter Wyvern 4 spot there. There we go. I think that works. It's pretty interesting. Very, very interesting. Oh, so do I like a Beastmaster more than Sniper? Yeah, do I like... Actually, this is like the perfect spot for him. Yeah, because I like him just a little bit more than the Sniper, probably, but not as much as a Tinker. That makes total sense. Ooh, it's nice when it all kind of like starts working out there. All right, cool. All right, moving on down, Bristleback. So Bristleback's not a hero I love too much, and also has a hard time finding a role. The only real spot you could put it is that 1 spot, or you could stick it in your 5 spot if you wanted. But really a position 1 hero. It could do good against a Sven, I suppose. I don't know if cleave counts as combat damage. That's actually interesting. I don't play Bristle enough to be 100% sure of all of its interactions. So you might have a little bit more success. Its -3 armor can really synergize with some heroes, especially something like a Timbersaw. I could really see getting nasal goo out on a unit and then just Timbersawing it or something like that. Or Shadow Fiend, for example. So yeah, I like Bristle a little bit though. Like it's not like Bristle's a bad hero and it's like a detriment if you have to play it, but certainly not as much as the other heroes. So I would put it in the 1 spot, but yeah, probably under the Lich. Because Lich, I think it's playable. Alright, cool. Centaur. I don't like Centaur at all. The 3 base attack, 9 health is interesting, only for the 2 spot. There's really no other spot you want to put it. I like its active. You could, I suppose, put it in the 5 spot too. Its active gives its allies trample, which is good for hitting the tower, and overall that's good. And Centaur Warrunner ignores negative attack, armor, and health effects. Just makes it a pretty stout 2 hero, but I don't think it's as good as the Axe. And yeah, its double edge it can help sometimes, but I don't know. It just 6 temporary attack. It's like giant growth basically, which is good. Actually, double edge is exactly like giant growth. But it just doesn't really help you all that much. The 1 cost is a good cost for it. So I think it could have its place in certain draft decks, but not as good as a Centaur. Definitely like it more. I like Bristle more than Centaur, and I think I like Centaur more than Miranda. I think that's a fair assessment. So I can kind of keep Miranda in that same spot. Here, let me show you where I put it, sorry. But yeah, I put that Centaur right under this Axe right here. You can see same spot, same 2 position there, but just not as good. All right, cool. Let's go back. So Keith the Bold, I used to play some early on, but he has a hard time finding things to kill sometimes. His active, oh, I didn't even realize they changed the active to a 3, because he used to be really good as a first to play hero, but now I suppose you can only put him in the 3 spot. That almost makes him unplayable, to be honest with you. I don't think I'm even gonna put him on the tier list. I have a hard time putting him out there. His card, this is just very underwhelming, very situational. You really need the right situation to take place. The taunt is okay on Keith because you can use his active to like kill things. It's just very underwhelming. His base attack's very low. I'm not even gonna bother trying to make space for him, to be honest with you. He'd just go really low. I could do it, I guess. Here, let's do it for fun. Let's just stick the Keith out there. Because I suppose he's basically under the Centaur. He's in the 2 spot right here. Like, I suppose... Oh, it's going to be over him? Oh, that's horrible. It's going to ruin my whole tier list. That's fine. We can overlap some. We're going to have to. But yeah, he's like way on the bottom. Cool. All right, and then we come to Legion. Legion's another hero I don't love, but probably a little better than some of these other heroes we've been talking about recently. 5 base attack is very strong, just kind of like Anti-Mage. So actually, I need to value it more than I think I have. It'll get 3 health after it fights, so if it can find something to duel, it'll get more attack. So duel is actually a good removal. Basically, Legion Commander can be very, very strong in the right situations, but its health is kind of a detriment to it, so some other heroes are certainly better than it. But it's good. It's good. It can get out there. Like, I'd rather have a Sven than a Legion Commander, for example. So I'll kind of show you where I stick. But the duel is a nice early game thing, so I usually like to stick Legion in the 1 position. Definitely better than Bristle. I think I like Storm Spirit better than it. You can't really Legion in the 2. You could in the 3 because you can get to the tower with the 5 damage and you can choose if you want to try to like battle something because you can regen after the fight. So there's some good fights you could choose. So you can do it in the 3 or the 4. I just like these heroes way better. So I make it a strong 1 hero. We're just under this Storm Spirit here. So I like Sniper, I like Beastmaster, I like Tinker, I like all these cards better. I like Legion better than Axe. So yeah, this is just like kind of the perfect spot for it right there. Awesome. We're doing it, baby. All right, Phantom Lancer. So Phantom Lancer recently got a change, but it can be super strong if you don't tend to it. It can illusion summon a Lancer illusion, and Phantom Lancer summons Lancer illusion. So basically, if you get a Lancer illusion out next turn, if you don't deal with them, the lane's full of Phantom Lancer illusions. They keep popping up, and it can be super annoying. So you just want Phantom Lancer to be alone on an island. If something goes across from it, it gets 1 attack and 1 health. Its 4/3 base stats are very weak, which is why it's not going to get as strong as a rating as some of the other heroes. But yeah, here's the Illusion Confusion is the card, so you move caster to a neighboring slot and replace it with Lancer Illusion. This card is very underwhelming as well. But Phantom Lancer is really all about popping up a bunch of Phantom Lancer illusions in the lane if you don't have a 3 hero that you need. And it works, like I said, it's just kind of underwhelming overall strategy. It doesn't like guarantee you anything, but it can be very difficult to deal with and can certainly be annoying. Just don't really see. I just kind of ignore it. I just go, okay, you do that. And just kind of walk away. I certainly like Beastmaster more. I like Phantom Lancer more than Axe. I think I like Legion a little bit more than Phantom Lancer. So I'd probably put the Phantom Lancer right... Oh no, it'd have to be a 3 spot hero. Yeah, right in here. A little more than the Axe. Yeah, you want to get Phantom Lancer just away. You could put it in the 1, but Phantom Lancer in the 3 just allows you to get it away from something, allows it the space to breathe. You want to get it nice and early so it starts multiplying those illusions early. You could put it in like the 1 or the 2 isn't good. You could put it in the 1, I suppose, but it's bad against like Svens, stuff like that. So anyway, on we go. So on to the Pugna. Guess what's going to happen to the Pugna? It's not going on the fucking list. Fuck Pugna. If you pick Pugna, just uninstall the game. Like, seriously. Jesus Christ. Pugna sucks. 3/6 and everything. No, but we will just move on to the Sven. Sven is a hero that can be very strong. My main concern is that it doesn't do that much. So basically it has cleave. So it does damage to the hero across from you and the units around it. And its signature card is really, really strong on Sven. You basically need God's Strength on Sven. You don't want to cast God's Strength on anything else unless it's like a guaranteed removal or something. But yeah, Sven is very, very strong, especially in the 1 slot. Definitely better than Storm Spirit. But that's really his only lane. Like, you could put him in I've seen people put him in the 3 spot, but it's kind of a waste compared to some of the other cards to put him in the 3 spot. So I very much so put him in the 1 spot, and I like him more than Storm Spirit. Definitely not as much as Sven. So I'll kind of stick him under the Bloodseeker here. Yeah, maybe not as much as like Debbie. So let me just kind of tick these guys down a little bit. Gotta make sure. Okay. Yeah, they're gonna be close. Storm Spirit and Sven are gonna be closer. Legion, I'm happy kind of bringing down a little bit right there. Yeah, that's fine. Storm Spirit, still better than Sorlakhan, worse than Debbie. A little worse than Anti-Mage, I'm fine with that. I think that makes sense. Around the Tinker's strength, Sven's certainly better. I don't think Sven's as good as Bounty Hunter and Death Prophet, though. Let's scoot this down a little bit. Scoot this guy down. Yeah, he can be as good as, yeah, Sorlakhan. This is a better spot. I think I had Storm Spirit a little too high. I kind of forgot how much this Sven impacts the early game and how important he is in that one role. Because you only get to deploy in 3, so you have to put Sven in that one spot. But yeah, you stick him right in there. Worse than the Debbie. Worse than the Bounty Hunter. Death Prophet. Yeah. This is good. Perfecto. Alright, it's working out. Alright, now we move on to one of the strongest heroes in the game, and somebody I probably would have talked about earlier. Oh, I missed the Shadow Fiend from before. I picked him again. I'll have to go back to Shadow Fiend, sorry. Tidehunter. So Tidehunter is one of the strongest heroes in the game right now. They just changed him. His passive, just try to grasp your head around this. When you play a non-item card, deal 1 damage to Tidehunter's adjacent enemies and give them -1 attack. If they are a none, battle the enemy tower instead. So you basically, when you have Tidehunter, his signature card is Gush. So if you deal 2 damage to a unit and give it -2 armor, it does the 2 damage with the -2 armor, so it does 4 damage. Plus it pings it again with the -2 armor, so it ends up dealing 7 damage, I believe, because of the way armor works and the way that damage separates. So basically, Tidehunter's like fucking crazy. He's doing that every turn. And his Ravage is very, very strong later in the game. You want to play him right in the middle of the lane because it's heroes within range of 2, so if it's in the middle, it'll be the whole lane. So basically, he's one of the strongest 2 hero cards in the game right now. He's almost a must pick. We should have probably talked about him earlier, but I really wanted to see the rest of these cards, how they played out. He's like right in this 2 spot, but certainly above Winter Wyvern, certainly below Nyx, and certainly below Ursa. Nyx is with Ursa. I don't know why. Ursa looked higher. No, Nyx and Ursa are the same. Tidehunter's right there. But Winter Wyvern be a little lower. Whew. There we go. All right. Put Bounty Hunter in the middle here. Anti-Mage can go like here. Miranda in the 5. Lich, we can slide to the 5. Even though he's the 2 cost. I don't like putting him in the 4, so I'm not going to suggest you guys do it. I guess I can make sure he's like here. Okay, that's fine. And then Tidehunter. And then we move on to Timbersaw. Timbersaw just got a nerf recently. He went from 7 health to 6 health. He has an active 3. He can still play in the 2 position with 7 health, but he's not as ideal. So I think really what you're doing with him now is sticking him in the 5 position and allowing him to move around back there. I think he's good. It's just his reduced health makes him less good in the 2 position. So here, I'm going to kind of show you the range on where I think he would be here. So if he was in the 2, I would put him above the axe still. But if he's in the... maybe I do just keep him in the 2. Yeah, I think he's good. The thing is, right? Like, this is where I would have had him before with 7 health. Always in the 2 position. But 4 attack, 7 health. Whirling Death is out there. He's good in the 2. That's just kind of where Timbersaw belongs. But you can always put him in the 5, and he has about the same kind of value. Like in that sniper anti-mage kind of area around here. So I probably put him right in here. But keep in mind, certainly you can play him with the same kind of value over here. Timbersaw is like one of those heroes that you certainly like more than, yeah, Beastmaster, maybe a little less than Sorlakhan. Stick him a little lower. Better than Beastmaster. Better than Sniper. A little less than Tinker. Yeah, right around in this range. Just because he's so versatile. Versatile. And we get to Tiny. Tiny is pretty weak, to be honest with you. He only can go in the 5 position. He does good if you get something that can help him grow more, like that Dubois or whatever, that blue card that lets you do multiple casting from your card. So if you get that card, sure, take freaking Tiny, absolutely. But like honestly, other than that, he is a decent 5 hero. He's pickable, he's playable, he'll get you good tower damage. His throw ability is a little underwhelming, but at least it can get you to tower and do some interesting plays. He's just not as consistent as some of the other heroes, and he can often get removed before he can grow, and it just becomes this huge nightmare. Which is fine because it draws aggro, but it's just a nightmare, believe me. So I'm going to show you where I would put Tiny. Yeah, but Tiny can only play in this 5 position. I like Miranda more than Tiny. I'll scoot Miranda up a little bit. Yeah, I like Miranda just around the Centaur range. That's fair. And then Tiny is going to go like right. It's going to hide in the Miranda. It's just going to be in it. Under there somewhere. Alright, cool. Alright, so now we're going on to Tusk. Tusk, I don't play. Tusk is going to be right with that Tiny. It's just the same kind of thing. It's so temporary. Honestly, I'm not even going to put the Tusk out there. Its card sucks, Ice Shards. Push an enemy and deal 1 damage to it. Summon an Ice Shard in its place. It just sucks. It's the worst card. And yeah, Tusk is just very... It can work if you use it as a core and you get some nice items on it. Like Broadsword. But you can't even count on that. So yeah, I'm not going to put Tusk in. Tusk did make the cut. It was pretty close. And then we come... Oh, we already did Ursa. So I think all we have left is Shadow Fiend, right? Here, let's make sure. So let's check out Shadow Fiend. So Shadow Fiend, I put into the deck I was making by accident, so we didn't see him. But he can be very, very strong. He's very much a core hero. He is not without its weaknesses. He does not always get going. Sometimes it's kind of hard to find a slot for him where he's not going to die right away or yada yada. But I like to put him in the 4 position, the 3 position, or the 1 position. From experience, I've found that probably his best position is going to be the 4 position, and that's what makes him kind of weak. Is he doesn't have this really awesome position because you want to get him out there 1 or 3, but 3, I don't know. He just gets really fat, so he's very much a core hero with the health. His ability synergizes with him really well. The -2 armor, so he basically pings 1 damage all around with his necromancy. So Shadow Fiend has 1 attack per charge. It's a confusing card. Like, I certainly understand how it works, but it's hard to like verbalize it. But basically, you want to get him out early. I think turn 4 allows you to have a lot more control to where you want to put him, because you really want to put Shadow Fiend where there's like Phantom Lancer illusions. I had Shadow Fiend out the other day with a Kana, and so Kana gets all the creeps to spawn in this lane, and they're all these 3/1 Bloodhounds, and it was great because then I just had Shadow Fiend cast his I can't remember, Requiem of Souls, and it just pinged all of his demons, and then I got more souls, more attack. So I feel like if you put him in the 4 slot, that's really his sweet spot, because you can kind of really go at this awesome spot. But if the other team is weak, you can certainly put him in the 1 spot, you can certainly put him in the 3 spot and let him survive. If he can survive the first round and you don't see anything on the other team that's like a problem for him, because he'll go up to 4 attack on the first turn. He's really a 4/5, so he never has below 1 soul. So yeah, he's pretty great, just not as reliable as some of the other heroes. So I'll tell you where I'm going to stick him. So yeah, Shadow Fiend. Oh man, yeah, he probably goes somewhere just below Death Prophet, definitely above Mage. Yeah, probably in that Sven range, right in here. Do I like Bounty Hunter more than Death Prophet? No. I'm trying to make space for these dudes. Alright, there we go. Right in there. I think I like... Yeah, Sven's probably just around that Shadow Fiend area. Alright. Oh, I scrolled again? My bad. Is that good? Yeah, that should be good. All right, I think this concludes my tier list. I'm just kind of looking it over right now to make sure that it makes sense. But yeah, I think this is it. I didn't miss any black or green. So this, I'm gonna save this tier list right now. But I'm actually, I'm gonna talk a little bit about green and blue now that we're here. I don't know that much about green and blue. I don't play green and blue, but I play against green and blue, and I know what causes me problems, and I think what would be viable. I basically think green and blue will fit in some of these areas that there's weakness. Like for example, we don't have any problem filling one heroes. We don't have any problem. Well, we do have a little bit of problem filling one actually. So anything that can go in the one, like Alina, might work out really good. And then the two, we have really good two heroes, I think. And remember, Ursa can two. PA, I really actually like more in the two. I want to skirt it more this way so there's no confusion. Yeah, I like Winter Wyvern just a touch better than the PA. Yeah. So yeah, you can see we have a lot of value over here too, late in the game, which is where blue green fills out as well. Yeah, it's certainly interesting. But yeah, I hope this tier list helps you guys draft and everything. Please let me know what you think in the comments. But okay, I'm gonna kind of just go through what I think might work with blue and green, and where I would put them. I don't wanna. I'm not gonna save it on this tier list. Actually, the two that I would save right here. I'll talk about the two heroes I think you can play. This is the only two I played with. Rix is really easy to play. You just want to make sure he dies. You just put him in the 3 spot in your deck, and you deploy it on the enemy too. If he's awesome, he'll have a Tidehunter there, and he won't kill the Rix, and it's great. It makes Tidehunter even stronger, especially if the other team has a Rix, because it has a 2 base attack. But almost everything kills Rix, so you just put it in the 3, make sure the Rix dies, and it's very, very playable. So, oh, here, I didn't even show you the Rix, sorry. There's the Rix. So, the Rix, I would put probably in the 3 spot, but pretty high. Like, this is where I can't do the green on this. It's like impossible. But yeah, Rix is pretty high. You know what? I guess I'm just not going to do green and blue. I don't even have space to fill these people. And honestly, it's such oh, now I think I have to put the Rix in here. Okay, well, since I have to do it, I'll put the Rix and the other crazy lady, I forget her name. But yeah, you want Rix to be a 3, and it's probably just as good as a Debbie. Now I can't see the Debbie. Rix, you're really causing problems here. Alright, I can't do this with Rix. I'm sorry. I'm probably just gonna reload. I'm just gonna remake this draft list, and then I'll make everything look really nice and everything. But yeah, that's pretty much gonna be it, guys. I really appreciate you. I'll make another tier list in the future based on how I draft, but don't worry about the. Oh yeah, I'll show you which cards those were. What are they? It's the Rix I pick and the Lady Anshu. If you have to pick them, you can pick them. You can always pick up a Rix if you need a 3-slot hero. You can just throw a Rix in. Lady Anshu, she's actually also really good in the 3, which makes drafting Rix and Lady Anshu confusing because you want to cast her signature card or the 4-spot Lady Anshu because she can cast Hymn of the Saint Krella on the first turn and get all the heroes from your fountain into the lane. It's actually really sick. It's like a really OP card, so she can be really strong too. So I would put her on the tier list too, but I'll worry about saving that later. I'm going to make a Reddit post, so please make sure to continue the conversation about this tier list. I'm going to keep the tier list coming. I really enjoyed making this, so let me know any sort of thoughts you have. And yeah, I really appreciate you guys. All right, GG's.